Overflowing with these chords, got no limitations. Try to match my battle spirit, I'm just hitting combinations. Competition ain't in my division, looking like some light work. My drag will put you through the ceiling, I'm about to go berserk. Supernova, let them know I'm always repping that.
We back. We live. And we got a new guest. As promised from last week, Miss Tioni is back. And also, as promised, I told you we would be building and expanding the team. So we got my boy here. So last week we started off with introductions, introducing T as our newest member. This week we're going to start off by, because normally, you know, we like to go ladies first. We gentlemen here. We gentlemen. we try to do the right thing. But we're gonna start things off today with an introduction of Dwight before we get into the topics, and then we'll go that way. So we'll go Dwight, T, Mikey, and then end off on just me.
Age before beauty.
Oh, that's how we're doing this.
And the weed done fucked him up.
Yeah, no, put me on the spot like that. Not a fan. But no, my name is Dwight. I'm from Ohio. 35. Been watching anime for as long as I can remember, honestly. So it's gonna be fun to be here. Looking forward to it.
Boy, giving us this whole dating history.
I mean,
Next we're gonna get his blood tight.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I probably should know that information, though. Honestly,
you're the second person to say that you don't know your blood type.
A little bit. They can still test you, but you know, you definitely should know. But all right.
What if you need blood?
Tell the folks what your favorite animes are, a little bit about you. Like, what certifies you to be in the trap house?
Well, Dragon Ball Z was the first, was my first, obviously. But it's not only that. One Piece, start to finish. From there, we got Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, a couple of little obscure manga that I was actually checking out that I highly recommend to anyone. Tsubasa Chronicles, that's a good one. But yeah, no, you name it, I probably at least dabbled in it. So we'll be able to go ahead and have an opinion on things most of the time, except that Boruto thing. I'm not counting that.
I don't know if we count Boruto as a series. It ended.
I mean,
that was his story. That was it. We done after that.
Whatever. I'm getting off topic, the subject here. But yeah, no. Like I said, looking forward to working with the team.
True. T, can we get an introduction for the people that didn't catch you last week?
Hi, it's Miss Tioni. It's your favorite big titty friend from Jersey. I have watched anime since my brother showed it to me, which would be Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and Cowboy Bebop. And my first anime outside of what I grew up on was Trigun and Fruit Basket. I have really enjoyed anime before it got all popular. Not everyone's an anime nerd that wasn't an anime nerd before that, which I mean, great that you're getting into it, but fuck you for treating us like shit a couple years ago. Again, I am from Jersey. I make content on TikTok. I'm trying to get back into Twitch, and I'm very happy to be here. Also, happy 420.
Happy 420. That is a great day to be here on.
There are a lot of deals out, by the way, at certain places that do food. And I am not kidding.
There are a lot of deals. We tell everyone to, you know, partake responsibly. Like, we as a podcast do not encourage, but we don't discourage. You take in what you want at your own risk. Just do it responsibly. And legally, of course. What about you, brother in the top?
Brother in the top. I didn't realize I was up here. Usually I'm at the bottom, you know. But you know, it's me and Mikey. I go by Fluke for streaming and anything else that I do, which is on Twitch. I did stream last week. I was gonna say I haven't streamed in a while, but I did stream, so I can't say it anymore. For anime wise, I've watched I feel like I watched it straight out the womb, or maybe in the womb. It was really weird. It's kind of hard to remember. I've seen and read some niche stuff that probably people haven't really, that are like a close favorite, like Eden of the East. I don't think anybody's even heard of that. Maybe no.
Heard of it?
Yeah.
Seen it.
Yeah, see, it's a little. I look at all the weird niche stuff, like Blast Raider. It's just because it's a mecha thing, and I love mecha. So like Gundam, I've done it. I've done it all. All the Gundam.
Shining Finger. Love Gundam.
My favorite, to be honest.
I have a whole bunch of these somewhere. But yeah, big mecha fan. Huge, just anything with mecha. I'm like, I gotta see it. Got me. Hey, it's 420. How's your 420 been so far?
It is definitely 420. I am here. I love all comics, anime, anything nerd related. I have been watching a lot of Invincible. I have made Brittany watch through all of The Boys, so I watched all The Boys, the Gen V. It's been great. I watched Naruto. I've been on my rewatch of One Piece. I am currently in, where am I at? I think I'm at the Reverie. I am currently at the Reverie. I've taken a break from that to watch some other fantastic animes, like just finished Friend Rare, Beyond Journey's End. Amazing. 10 out of 10. OP character done right. Currently watching The Beast and the Witch. Love Gundam. I love like a lot of obscure, like random animes. Like was telling Dwight about this one anime that no one ever seems to talk about. S Cry. Like I don't even understand it.
You know,
And it was amazing.
I like that Crab.
Like Mikey's come over. We've watched like one season animes that we agree should have done. They should have gotten better. Dead Man Wonderland deserved an ending. The manga ending was great.
I didn't need to. I need to read that. We were sitting here talking about how that one needed to. They need to remake that one.
They dropped the ball on that one just because the mangaka died and they couldn't do her work, and it was like I mean you can't, but I wish you could. Like it's one of those situations where it's like, this story deserved to be told and it can't be, but you know, it is what it is. I just love anime. Like I love anime. I love random things. Like I am a huge fan, as you can see behind me. Like there is a Funko, not as impressive as Mikey's, but like there are Funko Pops everywhere. I got my Kaido. I got my What If Captain America giant zombie one. I got my Super Shredder on the side. Like,
are you a Super Shredder too? Oh, that's cool. Hey,
I have a lot of random like like a lot of random collections of shit that I just enjoy and appreciate. I mostly can't wait to appreciate the fact that today's 420 and like Pokemon was just
Bellsprout.
Y'all knew what y'all were doing today.
Like, y'all know what they're about.
By the time y'all see this, Community Day will have been over, but they knew what they were doing. Pokemon Go know what's up.
I was saying a shiny Victor Bell the other day too. That's gonna be a thing.
So, because I am a giant nerd, but I'm also a hip hop fan, I have been like loving this like summer of like new music coming back and like everybody taking shots. So like Kendrick fired shots and he said, "Fuck the big three. Nigga, it's just Big Me." And then J. Cole came back and said what he said, and then he let Nas down twice because he apologized after he took some shots.
We don't talk about J. Cole. I mean, I understand why, because you know afterwards Drake dropped something crazy, but
on a like an adult level, I get it, but on like a fan level, it's like
just rap back.
You know what the crazy thing is? As a fan, I forgave Cole specifically because of the fact that I don't feel like Cole and Kendrick should have been fighting in the first place when Aubrey Miller exists.
So it's not a fight. It's more like I'm the greatest and I have to prove to you I'm the greatest. Like, there's a difference between saying I'm the greatest fighter, but I'm never gonna fight that guy, but I'm still the greatest. And then saying, nah, I'm the greatest and I'm gonna knock you out, and then I'm gonna show you why I'm the greatest. There were no blows that had to be exchanged. There was no tough talking that had to be said outside of like rap lyrics. Drake said some tough lyrics. Drake said, Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga.
He didn't say anything on me. He's like, Metro, shut your ass up.
And he ain't got to fight nobody with 20v1. Drake light skin. You know he not coming out of a 20v1 on top. But he drop a diss track and it's like, damn. Rick Ross got to make a diss track. Now Chris Brown got a diss track against Quavo. Quavo had a diss track against Chris Brown. Like,
where'd all the is this all fallout from Diddy? Like, what is happening here? What is
hey man, I don't know if Mercury's in retrograde or like if the music is just about to get like, but everybody's beefing. So, you know, since everybody beefing and everybody been talking about the big three, I figured it's a good time to talk about the big three. A lot of people on the internet keep confusing what the big three is and like who should be in it and who shouldn't be in it. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. Bleach deserves a spot. People say a lot of shit about Bleach. They say, well, this and that. Here's the thing about Bleach. He didn't have the time that Oda had. Now, if Kubo's health had held up and he had the same timeline that Oda had and the same non-restraints that Oda had to be able to tell his story the way that he needed to, things would have gone differently. And we wouldn't be talking about Bleach as if, oh, I can't wait for it to come back. It would have rolled out its story, completed, and then we would have moved on to a Boruto-like series with his child. But he didn't get that.
We're supposed to.
So like, I know Bleach is like the weakest link, the excuse this, but the redheaded stepchild, if you will. But it deserves its respect. Like, we all know Naruto and One Piece are like, they're here. They're cultural staples. But like when Bleach dropped and Bleach said, like, they were like, yo, we're coming back. Niggas pay for Hulu. My Hulu account might not always be active and it might not always be good. But when that new season of Bleach dropped during those weeks, nah, you could bet that shit paid.
I did turn the Hulu back on for Bleach, and I stayed for Shogun. So we're here. But nah, I don't think that it should be. I don't feel like you should be approaching it like Bleach was the worst of the is the worst of the three. I mean, technically speaking, if we're gonna talk numbers and sales, yeah, you're right, it is. But it's, I don't know. That's not what happened with that whole Bleach situation. I don't think it was fair to begin with.
I mean, if you're talking about like popularity, it's not more popular than Naruto or One Piece. If you're talking about sales, it didn't outsell Naruto and One Piece.
But that's what it had to be what done it. I mean, storytelling wise, Bleach is, personally speaking, a way better story than Naruto, in my personal opinion. Just like Naruto started off as ninjas, and then just kind of moved into everything else that's going on right now. And
aliens. That's when Naruto moved into.
I'm really trying not to say it's aliens, but I mean, for me, it takes me out of the immersion, at least as far as that particular story goes. Like, Bleach has always followed its own rules, and while Kubo's come out and, you know, run his mouth about stuff that he didn't get to explain, the fact that they're taking as much time with the anime as they're taking, I'm a fan of. Although my only criticism for the entirety of it thus far is how they did Rukia's reveal in the credits. Like, the credits were running while she was getting her shine, and I'm just like, why are y'all doing Rukia like this? This is, y'all could have gave us 5 more minutes of footage to,
nope,
to, you know, round this out. You know.
Nah, they did that girl dirty. They were like, listen, Ruki has had a lot of time to shine. This is it. It's not your story. This is Ichigo's story. We got to push you along, ho. Like you
I
done.
mean, that's
You
kind
did
of
your thing.
fair.
The fan base love you. That's why we brought you back. We gave you a Bankai. All right, now go sit down somewhere.
Okay.
All right. So how do y'all feel about Bleach? Like, do y'all feel as if it's the weakest link, or it's the redheaded stepchild, or it's just
I don't like.
Compared, but
No, you go ahead. Ladies first. Remember, I'll stay in there.
for me personally, I think that Bleach is better than One Piece as far as storyline goes, and the fact that One Piece is still going, and it's great. That's amazing, but it needs to end. It needs to end already. It needs to be a good spot to end. Bleach, it had its moment. It ended, to me, the way Bleach ended was perfect. I'm happy with it. I grew up on that. I was excited to see it. Like Naruto, I was excited to see it end, even with Shippuden and them doing the name that shall not be named. It was good. One Piece to me was just too long, and when I was watching both One Piece and Bleach at the same time, I fell in love with Bleach even more. The characters, the storytelling, the art scenes were just more amazing to me.
so? I think this is the first time I've ever heard like someone say One Piece needs to end or it's too long. Like, what makes you feel like it's too long? Like, I, as a fan, don't mind watching this many episodes, and I don't mind rewatching because, like, there are certain things that you pick up and you see along the way. Like,
Mm.
I can understand where people are like, "Oh, it's too much to watch," and it's like
The
that's fair.
anime, the anime and the manga are gonna have two different. There's two different caveats on that. The anime, for real, needs to be seasonal. That's just my opinion. But the manga, as far as that goes, that I'm okay with it running as long as it is because it's a great story. But
Yeah,
with the anime, it's not. You got the one thing you kind of have to keep in mind with that is that's an adaptation. They're gonna take liberties, and unfortunately, Toei did this with Dragon Ball Z too. That's why it gets as much crap as it gets when it comes down to its pacing. They put stuff in it, put a lot of stuff in it. And with an anime like anime, with and like an
it's
anime
over
with
9,000 was a dub mistake. That was never the line.
that's a great example. And with the anime like One Piece, it's with it as being as long as it is, they got too much stuff. They got too much time to fill.
They've taken
So
entire like cover stories that he didn't put in the story. He just was like, "Hey, if you're reading weekly, you'll learn these things as a cover story," and made those into like episodes.
And I think that's why I don't enjoy it that much because it's just
I mean, so it is a very, very long story. Like, it is an adventure anime. It's not meant to be like, oh, well, it's one and done. But I mean, Naruto also had almost 1,200 episodes. Like,
yeah.
there was like 600 or 700 in the
that
first one and 3 in the second one. So it was a pretty lengthy series. Like, people just don't complain about Naruto the way that you do One Piece because you don't watch all of Naruto. Like, if you stop
was
watching Naruto right after they fail to get Sasuke back, then you're good to move to Shippuden. And that's the main difference. Like, yeah, you miss some stuff in between, but you more or less, like, story-wise, you don't get much growth and much happening between that period. Like, I dare
yeah.
you to
It's
rewatch Naruto and tell me that you can watch it past when Sasuke's gone and say
that,
there's so
those
much
last
character growth that happens here.
yeah
Uh,
those last 200 episodes of Naruto was like filler, all of it.
Because
It should
nothing
be.
really happens until Jiraiya shows up to come and take him away for the training, which you can honestly, you could just watch Shippuden and never know that Jiraiya took him away for 2 years of training because it's referenced so much. Like, it really is. But the difference in One Piece is you can't really skip too much of it because everything in One Piece does have a way of like circling back. It's like, hey, that random character, that random whale that we passed in the beginning, it'll never come back up. And then you're crying when you find out the whale's like backstory. You're like, they left Laboon. Or like you'll find out that like sometimes like Oda has a backstory for so much shit. Like Senor Pink was a character, like a fan favorite character. And his backstory was never supposed to be in there. He just told it to the editor, and the editor was like, yo, that shit fire. Put that on there. And for those who don't know, Senor Pink is a man who dresses like a big, like, I'm gonna have to get a picture of Senor Pink. Because y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. But like, it's one of the most well-written backstories that I've ever heard about a nigga that was never supposed to have a backstory. Like, so essentially, he was a gangster who told this girl that, you know, nah, baby, I ain't no gangster. I don't work with them. I ain't no pirate. And then, you know, turns out, boom, nigga was a pirate. So the girl didn't know. They wound up like falling in love. She has a baby. They have a baby and everything. And the baby winds up getting sick. So one day when the baby's sick, she's running around. She can't find him. She can't do anything. She's inconsolable because he's off being a pirate. Baby comes down with a fever. Baby dies. She finds out, and then she falls into a vegetable-like state. So the only way that she can make this any better is by, like, he can make this any better is by dressing as a baby himself and almost running around like looking stupid in what amounts to like a baby bonnet over his head, scarf around his neck, pacifier in his mouth, some glasses, and a shirt that says "Let's go, baby," with some yellow pants. If you have the chance, look up Senor Pink. Couldn't get a picture to load up. That's on me. But otherwise, yes, Senor Pink has a great backstory because he dresses like this just to make her smile. He puts on the baby bonnet, he does all of this, and he can get a reaction out of her. This guy was a second tier backstory character that was supposed to get beat. Your whole thing was you show up to the party, you look tough, and then the Straw Hats beat you, and it looks like they got over a major victory. And he's a fan favorite character just because like he told this backstory to his editor, and his editor's like, yeah, put that in there. There's all types of shit like that in One Piece. Like even the fact that like the women disproportionately look like that. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. You're probably the only woman I've ever met in real life that is shaped like an anime woman. Like, hands down, no one has titties that like why are your titties so big?
Hold on, because that's Bleach. Don't do that. Wait a minute. Let me pause you.
Sorry, I know y'all were wondering where this all tied in at. But like,
right.
Hold on. So I'm gonna guess, and you have to watch One Piece to understand Senor Pink.
Had to be there.
But if you were to go to a regular person who hasn't made it that far, and you show them Senor Pink, and you're like, this guy's really important, and he wasn't supposed to be important, but he's really important, people are going to look at you funny. They're going to look at you sideways. I'm not going to look at you sideways because I watched a little bit enough to go through and understand the journey here. Bleach is part of the big three for a couple of reasons. Okay, a couple of reasons. The aesthetics, like the way the character is dressed, because Kubo loves fashion. If you ever look at any of his the manga covers or the beginning of every episode, or even the openings to Bleach episodes, you'll see they're all wearing just designer clothes every time. It's designer clothes something, or the music is aligned with it. The second thing is the way that the stories are presented. So you have a lot of fillers in Bleach, which is really famous. But the
filler arcs.
Filler arc. You have a lot of them. You have a lot. There ain't no jokes. Okay, Bleach is made for filler. The filler stories are pretty decent. It's just why we just watched Ichigo get cut. Why are we back at some other place? We don't want to watch this shit. Okay, fillers are whatever. The third most important thing as to why Bleach is probably in the big top 3 is the fan service. I want you to go look up Bleach women and how many women in Bleach have titties at least twice the size of their head. Twice. Being decent. Twice. They moved it in easy with like, no, they didn't, because Orihime was in the first episode and that shit didn't make any sense. I was gonna say they moved in easy with Rukia, but like, anyhow,
I'm telling you, normal women aren't shaped like that. T's the only one I've ever met.
Anyhow, I'm a fan of Bleach, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I actually hate Bleach.
Really?
I'm a fan and I also hate Bleach. The reason being is because I hate people who decide to put their OC in a show or whatever they made and then make him stand out above everybody else so like much. Ichigo is everything. That doesn't make any sense to me. He's like, oh, he's a Soul Reaper. That's pretty cool. Oh, check it out. He has hollow power, so it makes him hollow. Oh no, look, he's also a visor because he has a mask. Oh shit, look, he's this and that and that and this and that. I don't care about your OC. I get it. You want him to be the best in the entire thing. Like, I don't care. Why would you put somebody like you can't do that? You need to have somebody who's
that's the thing. Did you read all of Bleach? Did you finish it?
I've read it all.
Okay. So
like, but like the backstory that you have to go back to and make sure that's in there. Like, oh yeah, we didn't tell you about his mom. You say his mom actually is, and it's like, okay, cool, shit. Well, that explains everything. It's just not cool that he's literally everything put together.
I mean, he's out of line, but he's right.
I mean, he's.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's the thing, though. When it came down to Bleach, I don't want to go too far into it because it's not in the anime yet. But there is a reason for it.
No, I'm sure there's a reason for it because he always makes sure to go back at some point to put in the reason. Like, you wouldn't know that Ichigo. I believe it's when Byakuya and Renji come back to get Rukia, but when he unleashes that a big amount of spiritual pressure, it's actually supposed to be his Quincy side releasing a lot of spiritual energy.
Right, but
you wouldn't know that until because hey, look, he's everything, right? It's crazy, and he's not even technically like the hollow shit was passed on him by his mom too, so he doesn't get shit. I don't like an OC that is. You have to make sure he's actually working for it. We'll say Naruto, right? Obviously, Naruto has to work to control his shit, and I don't care much about the baby Naruto whining. I got to be better than everybody else. I want to be Hokage. I don't care.
Believe it.
I don't believe it. I don't.
I don't believe.
But I see. But
and you got to go look at the swing again. Go look at that swing set one more time.
Let me look at the swing. Swing Naruto.
The swing from Naruto got more screen time than Itachi.
I'm feeling the emotion now. Okay. All right. So I've seen this kid in this swing. I've seen this swing more than I've seen this kid. This swing makes me feel like Naruto had to work for all his shit. Because no matter what, until he actually fought Pain, you see that he was trying to work to make sure I'm strong enough to do what I want. I'm going to protect the village, but I'm not everything. I'm a Jinchuriki. Everybody, we know he's in Jinchuriki from the get-go. We know he has something to do with the fourth Hokage because he looks just like him, but no one said anything. The third Hokage is an asshole who has dementia, who forgot he fucking existed, but he'll still pay his bills to live in that fucking apartment, let alone put him in a fucking mansion or near him or adopt him so that Asuma and Konohamaru can actually take care of him, man. Oh, sorry.
No, because you know how I feel about the Hokage. Like, because you weren't shit for that.
What I'm saying, what I mean.
I will take care of your son.
Who?
Yeah, on his deathbed. On his deathbed. He's standing there.
He lied to him point blank.
The baby was just born. And you were just like, nah, bro, you good.
Don't worry, I got him.
I bet he put him in that apartment as a baby and was like, take care of yourself. Left him with some money and ramen and walked away as a baby. Baby crying in the apartment.
And he got ramen right after.
Yo, he was the real villain of like One Piece. Like he could have stopped a lot of shit and just chose not to.
I didn't feel anything when Orochimaru let this boy die. When he helped him die, I didn't feel a damn thing. I was like, justice.
Justice was served.
Bleach. It's cool that the character has so much in common with everything and every background in the show, but that's a problem because then you get people, you bring anybody else who decides to watch, I don't know, 300 episodes minus the filler of Bleach, and you're like, damn, this guy can really do everything, can he? What can't he do except for, I guess, lose to somebody who might be stronger than him right now until he comes back in round 2.
I mean,
then he found out, oh shit, I'm somebody else too. I can do this other thing. Like,
it's a difference between everyone's waiting for Goku and being the chosen one, though.
No, but that's right.
Facts.
We're gonna wait for Goku versus shit. I'm everything. Don't worry, I'm gonna handle this whole entire thing because I can.
We'll just wait for Ichigo. Ichigo's here. Like, you're the Soul Society. You're supposed to like. Even they called them out. They're like, yo, why y'all not? Y'all should be winning this. And they were like, I don't know. You just what? You're the best of the best. Like this nigga rolled up in season 1 without a Bankai and was beating y'all asses. He shouldn't have been able to do that. He should not have been able to go toe to toe with Kenpachi Zaraki.
Tell you what, Kenpachi didn't really lose. He just decided to lay down and let him take it. He was like, all right, well, whatever.
He
didn't lose. He got right back up.
That's
I would have JJK'd you. Wow. Like, you not rolling into my house. You not about to... what? You gonna try me? Nigga, nah, we're gonna jump you.
For real, that should have been the energy that the Soul Society was on when during the Soul Society arc. The fact
you have that so many people. Why are you not jumping niggas?
The fact that we did get a bunch of 1v1s, and Kubo just wrote that in there as just tradition and tried to have us write that off like that. It was a little lazy. Yeah, I'll concede that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's the chosen one trope. If that's really the only reason why we gotta kind of hate Bleach, that there's plenty of other great stories out there that do that, though.
Can you name me at least?
I mean, so listen, JJK took a long time to get to Yuji is the chosen one. Like, and I don't mean, season 2, no, I mean, it's damn near the end of the story. You got to read the manga and you got to be up to date to know, oh shit, Yuji isn't as weak and useless as you assume he is. To be even like, I could see why you the main character, bro. But in Naruto, it's like, yeah, you have this overwhelming chakra, but you're lame and you don't know what you're doing. But you could have been better if the third Hokage would have actually done his job and trained you and had the same tutors that Konohamaru had. You could have been an asset to this village, the same way that Killer Bee was.
I bet Ichigo wouldn't be able to handle the swing.
Because you really took what could have been an asset to your village and made it as if it's a burden to you.
Ichigo didn't need the swing.
But I bet you he couldn't handle it. Now,
even after he saw his mama die and blamed himself for it, he did not need the swing because he had the river.
He wouldn't have ever handled the swing, is all I'm saying.
He did have the river. But you know the difference between Ichigo and Naruto? Ichigo got his comeback on a nigga that killed his mother. Naruto never got that.
Yeah, he did.
Naruto actually had to be that dude's house.
Yeah.
He made him pay rent. I don't know what you're talking about. He made him pay rent.
Like,
when Raya finally showed up, he said, oh, snap. Hey, look, I'm gonna teach you what rent is. You know what rent is? You know what the first of the month is? He taxed him for his chakra literally on a daily basis after that. He walked up, hey, you behind that though? Like, I'll kill you, Naruto. Okay, cool, but like, I need my money now. So pay up, pay up.
He Stewie them.
Did he
Don't
not?
pay with
Did Kurama not pay up? Even to Boruto,
Regrettably.
you know, when he died, quotes, he still paid. He paid a lot. He gave him his. Come on, Naruto got his get back. Naruto got his get back.
Nah, dog. R.I.P. to the boy. You about to have to make me take a shot real quick.
But he's not.
Like,
He's back. He's back.
Cause
He's back.
I can't.
But he's back.
Kurama was a real one.
But he's back.
Like, he didn't deserve to die. And I'm not giving out spoilers from the newest manga chapter. So, you know, we're gonna leave it as it is. Kurama did not deserve to die.
I mean, kind of a little bit, but yeah.
So
for past crimes, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. As great as One Piece is, I could understand where people are like, "Oh, it's too long and it's too much to actually like digest." And how do you expect someone to watch 1,000 episodes to understand a reference? And I get it, but like Dragon Ball Z never started off as Dragon Ball Z. I think we just kind of accepted that like most niggas skipped over Dragon Ball because most people are like.
That wasn't our fault, though. That was just the way it was released.
Nah, that's technically your fault. Because Dragon Ball definitely came on right before Dragon Ball Z on Toonami.
It wasn't like that at first, though.
Like, I'm not saying this is a victimless crime, but I'm saying that, like, to all the haters that say, yo, One Piece is too long, I implore you to look back and tell me if your favorite anime is not super long and hasn't come back for the 16th time.
Mine.
Sailor Moon has not only had time to like go and do its thing and become an icon, she came back with a kid. She came back with a remake.
Oh.
And then several remakes. Dragon Ball Z had time to do Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, where his sons are there, and then do a terrible job of doing Dragon Ball GT, where they tried to like do something different, and they were like, "Nah, we can't do this." Then they came back and remastered it with Dragon Ball Kai. Then they said, "All right, we're going to give you Dragon Ball Super."
What about we got Dragon Ball Evolution? Remember that's a great movie.
Yeah, not to mention the movies in between and everything else. So it's like, damn. Now you got the Resurrection of F. Now you got the Battle of the Gods. Now you got all these canon movies that you have to go watch, and it's like, but y'all complaining about One Piece. Now, I will tell you the joys of being a One Piece fan is you haven't had to consistently keep up with several changing shows and several changing things. It has just been the one show, the one time, all the way through. Same story, same everything. Like, I love Full Metal Alchemist. But any real Full Metal Alchemist fan will tell you, you need to see both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Because while they're different, there's still like different parts that make up a complete story. So with One Piece, you don't need that. You just need the one story that you like can watch all the way through.
You need the one piece.
That One Piece.
You need the One Piece.
The One Piece.
The One Piece is real.
The One Piece is real.
Friendship. It's friendship.
I'm curious though. When Jamal made that comment about the "tell me your favorite anime," y'all both raised y'all hands. I'm interested to know what that was about.
Like my favorite anime?
No,
the Fruit Baskets. I can't believe. You can't see it. It's like it's right here. It's right here. You can't see it. Like, hold up. I mean, you can tell them about Fruit Basket if you want.
So Fruit Basket originally came out in 2003. That was their, anime version that didn't follow along with the manga.
It was so good.
Then it was good, which is why I fell in love with it. And then I started reading the manga, and I'm like, oh damn, they really need to bring it back and do it justice for the manga version. Damn, that's bright.
That boy turned the sun on. Like,
All right.
that's the kind of
God
light
said
that
it
you
is
put
your
outside your
time.
house to stop niggas from coming up on your yard.
I'm gonna wait because this shit.
I'd
Flash
wait.
that on. What do you do?
Flashbang, man.
But you froze up like a roach in the kitchen.
Deer in headlights, man. Deer in headlights. That shit burn. I get it now. I understand why they get hit so much. My eyes hurt.
Like was bright, dog. That boy, he still ain't recovered.
He has a line that he can't see now.
This is what happens when you use Flash in real life from Pokemon. Like, this is why Professor Oak always told me it wasn't the right time for this.
It's fine. Give it to you,
This is
I
not
get it
the
now.
right time to use this.
I get it now. Thank you, Oak. Thank you. I'll never.
He was ahead of his time.
Oh shit! Wow.
Oh, he was tearing up.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite character in Fruit Basket?
Kyo.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, because I love Zodiac. So the fact that there is a 13th Zodiac that is a cat, and his character arc is amazing. Okay, this is just a boy who needs to get into a therapist room.
I love him
his
though.
trauma. I know, but he needed a therapist. He needed a therapist.
He's just like me for real. For real.
In a chair. This one had a sick obsession with the guy, girl, whatever head of the family, of the Soma family. So he needed to go to therapy. She lost her dad and her mom, which was just horrible. And then her grandparents' family, her aunt and uncle treated her like crap and called her a little slut for living with all these 3 men, which was ridiculous considering that they did not want to take care of her. But yeah, no, Kyoko is definitely, absolutely my favorite. Sorry.
See, this is how you get the entertainment of a favorite anime from an anime viewer. You press them on their anime and they will let you know. Like I'm a big fan of Naruto. I'm a big fan of Bleach. You saw what happened. If I had to get into, I'm not gonna get into the Naruto shit again. I can't afford to. Okay, I really will. I'll call Kishimoto up and just yell at him for third Hokage just existing. He should have died anyway. But that's besides the point. I have 2 favorite animes actually, and one over the other. I don't have a poster for it, but I'm gonna.
You're gonna blind yourself again?
No. You guys can see it right here. Celtic and Reborn, right here. This is the one right here.
That's one that should get remade too, though.
It
for real,
should
for real.
exactly get remade. I don't know what happens between whatever. I know they couldn't release any English dub or bring it into America because guns, which was a really big thing. It's really weird that they did that, but it's because of the baby.
America doesn't want to be reminded.
I mean, the main character was a crybaby. He had to be taught by the baby, stop being a bitch. You're going to be the head of a mafia family. Stop being a bitch. You're going to have people who are going to follow you. And all these people come up and like, hey, bro, you're pretty cool. Can you help me out with this thing? Sure, I'm a nice guy. We need you to fight. No, I can't. Baby, stop being a bitch. Fight. You have to fight. Do it now. If you don't do it, I'm going to shoot you. Don't shoot me. All right, I'm going to shoot you. Shoots him. Mans up, does what he needs to do. And that's how he collects his allies, which is amazing. So, but, I mean...
Why there's so many like animes that start off with the main character being a bitch? Like, why can't every main character just be like Ichigo? Just be like, yo,
his name is Crybaby Suna,
but not for me.
His actual name is Crybaby Suna. His actual name is Crybaby Suna because he's a baby, because he cries. I thought he had to hire a tutor who's a actual infant to like teach him, stop being a bitch. We need you to fight.
So I'm somewhere between like I hate and overpower. Oh my god, you've been just this strong from the beginning as like character like Natsu, who starts off and it's just like there's no way you're going to lose, and then like the Dekus of the world where it's like you have to train and you have to cry and then you have to keep going until like you're unstoppable. And even when something bad happens to you, spoiler alert, this nigga loses his arms in the next issue. comes back with new arms. What the fuck? How does that happen?
You spoiled me. Why would you do that?
Our friendship. But like I digress.
You spoiled me.
I enjoy both. I just think that sometimes like
he's not even caring. He's just still going. Like he didn't just drop a bomb. Okay.
I am hurt. I am wounded.
Yeah, I dropped a bomb, but I'm not telling you which bomb that was dropped from. It just
it makes sense
happened
because Ares' ability allows him to do that. So it's okay.
If it makes it better, it went right over my head. But to be fair, that's kind of one of the main appeals of Ichigo, though. That happy medium that you just described, like that's something that isn't Naruto, because while he wasn't necessarily a crybaby and had to start from literally the bottom, there were different levels of adversity versus, let's just take a Luffy who's, I'm not going to say that, I mean, part of Luffy's story is the fact that he's low-key kind of guided by fate. So it's another chosen one type of a deal in that particular scenario, even though he's got the boundless confidence and all of that other nonsense behind
Nah, Luffy was washing niggas up until Don Krieg. Don Krieg was the first time you seen Luffy like get into some kind of trouble, and then Arlong, and then you started seeing, but you never really seen Luffy like you might lose this until he hit Don Krieg.
I thought it was Croc that made him like really like, damn, he really can't beat him, so we have to make it so that he can beat him. Because Croc is supposed to be a big bad, but they brought him in the
that plot. You're not wrong. That's probably the first time plot was very important in terms of actually
definitely saved Luffy.
But to be fair, the person who he was fighting was literally in like the one biome where he couldn't be touched.
Absolutely, where he was OP. Like, you should not have won that fight. You beat a nigga who has sand powers in the desert. How did you win that fight?
The power of friendship.
The power of friendship.
That's how it feels.
It's the heart of the cards, man.
Water. Very good water, actually.
And it really feels like if you weighed the power of friendship versus what's supposed to happen, like, I know realistically we don't want to see the main character always die, but sometimes you want to see consequences for the shit that you put yourself into. Like, Luffy puts himself into a lot of dumbass situations and just magically walks out. And sometimes I don't want to see that. Sometimes I want to see you get your ass whooped for trying some shit that you shouldn't have.
No, you was one of those. I want the raid to fail people.
I mean, so I didn't necessarily want the raid to fail, but like you knew me. Like when Momo was like trying to keep it up, I didn't think Momo had it. I thought the whole Onigashima was gonna fall. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like after what happened to, I'm trying to think. Kid hasn't made his appearance, but what happened to Law? So what happened to Law was logical. You know what I mean? So like Luffy winding up on Egghead, and then everything that's happening on Egghead Island for Luffy kind of seems like this is guided by fate. This is convenient. Oh my God, everything should be happening. No, Luffy should be out there getting his ass whooped like Law did. Like, somebody should have been waiting. Somebody should have been trying to run your fade a long time ago. And the fact that no one does, it's crazy. It's only like, you started off with like 3 of you niggas. And then it just grew to like 10.
We're at the point in that story where Luffy is that guy. That's kind of my point.
And I would have knocked you off when you weren't that guy and it was only 5 of y'all. Like, I'm just saying, like, in a general state, Luffy got away with a lot of shit that he shouldn't have. Like, there were times where, like, characters had him dead to right. Like, Buggy had him dead to right. His neck was down. He was about to die. That was it for Luffy. And that should have been it. That's why Luffy smiled like, hey, bro, it is what it is. Like, I can't figure this out. And I want those kind of consequences. You know what I mean? Like, that's what made Attack on Titan so great, because you felt like You don't know if your favorite character is going to survive this. You hope they will, but you don't know for certain. Like when you watch Eren die, you thought, oh shit, maybe Mikasa's like the MC now. Like, where do we go from here? And that was the only time like someone came back and it's like, I'll accept this because you're the main character and I want to see how this plays out. But other than that, there were real consequences. Like, you can't say Sasha's name without niggas saying fuck Gabby.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact though. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can forgive her, but I understand.
Controversial theory. It was never Gabby's fault.
FaZe Clan Gabby's kind of crazy. You can't lie.
For the record, that set of videos is fucking hilarious. She don't miss.
FaZe Clan Gabby. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like you can't blame Gabby when it's not Gabby's fault. It's Eren's fault for putting them over there in the first place. They would have never came if not for Eren. So controversial theory.
That they would have come. That was the whole point. The only reason Eren went over there to begin with was to preempt the brass actually coming over there. Hell, that whole little presentation was the Marleyan family who was in the city because they allegedly saved everyone. They were gonna expose the truth, and they were still gonna say, we still got to go over there and get Eren before he comes over here. And well,
right. And that's where they would have showed up and then stole back the Warhammer Titan. Like, to me, where I feel like Eren went wrong in his plans, because a lot of people always get on me about like how I feel about Eren. And I'll say this. I'll admit that I would have done similar things, or I would have executed the plan, because I can't think of an anime where they tell you the big bad thing that will happen, that can happen, doesn't happen. If they say, I can blow up a planet, you best believe that planet's getting blown up. If there's a doomsday device, that doomsday device is getting turned on, and then the hero has to find a way to turn it off and save the world. It just makes the stakes bigger. So, like, by them saying in general, like, hey, we're going to do this. Like, I don't know. I feel like for me, I wanted more out of it than I got. And I didn't get that. And now it's just like, meh. You know what I mean?
So you were let down by the rumbling at the end of the day? Is that what I'm hearing?
So I was let down by the fact that like the rumbling happened and like you lined it up for your friends that were unwittingly supposed to be the heroes to know. And instead of trusting like the council of people that like were obviously smarter than you, like you're a soldier, you let down your people, you let down your posts, and you let down the people that trusted you because you thought that you had a plan and you knew better and this was the only way. There were other ways and that could have been exercised and you could have thought that out, but you didn't. You didn't need Zeke, you still had Historia. So you could have activated it. You chose not to. Eren chose to do his own thing. Eren said, I know better than the rest of you, and I'm going to do this. And it's like, that could have been thought out better. They could have known what the plan was, so they could have set up a UN, and they could have protected the people that they needed to establish that kind of like UN relation, instead of assuming that the best people left are the ones that are so shell-shocked because of what they've been through that they'll be able to then represent an entire nation. Like, people that you trust to like the soldier on and like do most things are not the people that you then trust to go on and be a politician. Like, there are different levels to like what you expect out of someone. Now, I'm not saying that every soldier or every person in the army is like incapable, but sometimes like an infantryman is an infantryman because that's what you want to do. That's what you're capable of doing. Like, you're out there to be able to take the shots, make the shots, and like take someone out. you're not necessarily the big political mind that we're going to put up in front and say, hey, we got talks with Putin, so we're going to need you to go defuse the situation with Ukraine. You good for this? No. Like, there's a reason that I never got into politics after leaving out of the military. Like, there are people that do it, but I'm not built for that. Like, podcasts, yeah, but politics, nah. I smoke a lot of weed, drink a lot, and then like it don't always translate. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you think you're smarter than what you are, and you aren't. Like, there were several different ways that Aaron could have done that, and he didn't. And he did it on his own. So like, for me, I feel like it could have been better.
Let me ask you a question, because this is a big thing about Aaron in general and being able to see and know everything that's going to happen. Is Aaron smart?
So
this is a general question for all you to answer. I would love to hear your,
Not really. I mean, I feel like his grades were average. Like, they stated in the show that he wasn't like a great student, or he wasn't the smartest student. He was average.
That's because he wasn't the smartest student doesn't mean that he wasn't smart in different ways.
So I'm asking in general, do you think that he is smart?
No, I don't think Aaron was smart.
In terms of like the actual planning and execution of it, I mean, that movie pulled with the Jaegerists to actually break down the government when it was still new, because they were still recovering from a military coup that the scouts had just pulled when Aaron pulled that stunt with the Jaegerists taking control of the government. So yes, it was probably the smart thing to put his plan into action at that particular moment, I suppose. But in the overall, is he a smart person? Was this the best type of a plan type of situation? No, not really. I mean, like, everybody has their moments. Like, everybody has a moment, I suppose. But I mean, on the overall spectrum of things, I think Jamal's right. He probably could have come up with a better plan than actually pulling the trigger on what was a mutually assured destruction scenario.
Like, in their trio, Aaron was the leader, Armin was the smart one, and Mikasa was the muscle.
And he didn't consult either of them for his plans.
Good. Knowing what we know about Aaron and him being able to see past, present, future, and whatever the fuck that made him go crazy, because when Sasha died, he started laughing, right? When she died, he laughed. Well, he laughed because he realized that he couldn't change the future no matter how hard he actually tried. Because he's not smart enough to be able to do that. If Armin was the one who was able to do all the things that he had, like if he could see the future, do you think that things would have turned out differently?
Yes.
In a good or bad way?
So probably not better for Armin, but in a better way in general, because Armin was a more tactical thinker. And Armin was shown to be on the level of like genius, where what's the name? Aaron was on the level of like average. Like, he was never above where he was supposed to be. Like, he was a great soldier, but that was more or less like your physical activity. Physically, he was always there, but mentally he wasn't the smartest. That's why he lost in those, like, and they had the test to actually show his mental capacity. So it's like, even compared to Mikasa, you weren't smarter than Mikasa.
I
think Armin would have done a better job of like controlling the situation and making a better call as to what to do. Because the thing is, when Aaron was connected to all the Titans, like even the mindless ones. So you could have used them, but you chose not to. And what the thing I always come back to and I tell people is, Aaron didn't just stump out the people. He stumped out the resources. He stumped out the technology. There's no more cows. There's no more crops. There's no more food. Everything was flattened underfoot.
I think Armin would have made it worse.
That's possible. because knowing as much as you do and not being able to actually use it while thinking too hard is also a fault. But I also think that Aaron,
I'm just saying, we've seen Armin's plans when he didn't have that type of ability. I'm afraid to see what Armin could cook up when he had the ability to control that many things at once.
he wouldn't be able to do it. He doesn't have the heart and to just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go balls to the wall. Like Aaron, which is why they used him. I can't say we can blame Aaron for being dumb. He is. So I don't know. I don't feel like that's the thing that we can look into just because he's Aaron. He sucks. He's not smart. And at the end of the day, he probably would have same thing would have happened either way. Because he could see the future, he just couldn't change the outcome of things that were going to happen. He could choose.
I mean, so yes and no, right? Because like he definitely changed Gresha's future.
Okay.
Like Gresha was not going to. Gresha was like, nah, I can't do this. This isn't right. And then he's like, do it.
Hell out of at that moment.
And it's like, what? No, you did this. You said it. And then like I'm not saying that so Aaron had a definitive plan and it was a solid plan. Like he did a lot of shit and set a lot of that stuff on his path. So like sending the Titan to eat his mom so that he became a scout, like everything that he did was calculated. However, I feel like if he worked with other people, the plan would have been executed a lot better because people would have set things in motion and they would have been like, yo, if you can go back in time, do this, save this person. They would have gone great with your plan. We need this person. Like you need people for diplomacy that died. Like a lot of those like old soldiers, a lot of those like people you allowed to die. And if you want your people to be able to strive and to live and to like go on from this, allowing those motherfuckers to die was definitely the wrong move. So like now you doom them to just have to keep fighting for their peace, which only lasted under 150 years. Which in terms of like, nigga, you wiped out the slate. 150 years is not that long of a time. Like you did a lot of shit for 150 years. Because when you think about it in terms of people, 150, that's your great grandparents. It's not that long ago. So like not your parents, but your grandpa or your grandma's grandma. And it's like, damn, that's two people. That's two lives. Like you could have gone through two generations of people and that's all you get. And that's crazy to put it that way in the perspective because how many generations of people did Aaron stomp out?
At least two.
And there weren't that many to begin with.
3. Probably 3.
Yeah, because babies got it too. Like the thing about the rumbling was it was indiscriminate. And niggas just got it because they got it. Like everybody was catching strays. Speaking of strays.
I'm curious on how this is gonna segue into something.
Right.
Like speaking of strays, like who were you playing? Did you get a new cat?
Where'd you? I looked away for a second. Where'd you go?
He said, speaking of strays, and then walked off. So I think he's getting a stray of something.
My bad.
Oh my god, baby!
Oh, that's kind of that's messed up. Oh my bad.
Look at that hair. Oh my god, the heartburn.
Sorry about that. I caught a stray. He was coming through the trap house.
That shouldn't.
Hey, little buddy.
Don't think a baby should be in the trap house.
I mean,
in terms of like the big three, right? I have a question. What would you, if not for the current big three, which at this point it doesn't the big three is a weird thing now. What is your big three currently? It could be anything from past to now. Like, just what do you think is the big three?
The big
So-
three is
Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Yuasha. Those are my big three that I grew up on.
The what? I've never heard
I
Inuyasha.
mean, that's a solid list.
Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop, and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Dylon.
So what about your current big three though?
I have a current big three because it's filled with K-dramas.
That's me too. Holy shit. Oh man, the K-dramas are great. What about you, Jamal? You can't use One Piece.
So my past big three would have to be Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and One Piece. Like,
Can't use don't use One Piece.
If okay, besides
well,
One Piece.
Digimon. I give Digimon was because I
Which
watched
Digimon?
Digimon way before One Piece.
Which Digimon?
And then my current big three would have to be just off of like staying power and everything now. It had to be One Piece, JJK, and maybe Kaiju number 8, because I feel like that's gonna be a really big one. And like that was huge. Like if I'm being bold and throwing out a new big three, it either be between Solo Leveling and Kaiju number 8. But we'll see how that shakes out because we're one episode deep.
Solo Leveling is going to be crazy. I can't wait for that to get cooking for
Dog.
real.
When I first met T, that's what she was reading. Like she was reading Solo Leveling on her phone.
I get so excited when manhwas get turned into anime. It's beautiful. I'm very upset that the creator is not alive to see it happening, but it's so great.
And it's a lot of that going around here. We are losing a lot of mangaka before they're finishing their stories, and it's kind of annoying. But
I mean,
guess-
Togashi worked himself into a back injury, like making Yu Yu Hakusho cost him to have a debilitating back. Then he turned around and said, "Yup, I'm gonna do what's the name?
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I'll add another anime."
To be fair, Yu Yu Hakusho is literally that image of the man playing the piano that's on fire. It's really that good. So I understand why he would work himself into that, especially if it's the way he works in general. It's not healthy, and we need him to take better care of himself for real. I need him to just retire and make the rest of Hunter x Hunter like a manuscript or something like that. Give us that story. Just don't keel over on us without telling us the rest of this.
Because you take us to the dark continent and just you left us.
Just write it down. Don't draw it. It's okay.
So he did say, and he confirmed that he does have an ending in mind in case he does die. There are endings.
He's got like 10 endings in mind in case he dies. That's not what I want from him. I want him to be able to get his full thought out.
I mean,
because like you started something and then left me in a succession war. Don't leave me. You know I got abandonment issues.
No, I swear I said something to be gay, man. I won't pick that back up until she finishes it. But I mean, I digress. I suppose my big three. Not really a controversial take here, but my big three is the big three. Like I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid and stuff like that, but for real, outside of the stray Gundam that I caught coming up, it was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece eventually. Those are the ones that really got me back into it. So that's why I'm kind of hearing all of this. Bleach is the weakest out of them and don't deserve the spot. I'm just like, it doesn't make sense to me because despite the filler, because yes, god awful amount of filler, and I will convict Naruto for the same crimes of given a chance. It's not a bad story, and I mean, One Piece is just. I'm currently on a rewatch of One Piece right now with my kids, and we're kind of into it too. We just got past the time skip, so it's. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like, as far as these three are concerned, they don't really have like a weak spot in them. Like, they all have things that I could criticize, sure, but Naruto, for example, is probably one of my favorite mangas I've ever read. Like, I finished Naruto before I actually finished Shippuden. Like, that was where I was with it. And that's why when I saw all of the hype around Boruto, and I saw that it was coming out that he was gonna continue writing in, and was coming out with an anime and everything like that, and the timing of everything, it felt like a major cash grab to me, which is why I don't have no real respect for it. But that's just,
I mean, so Charles will tell you, if he were here, that that's one of the greatest anime. Like, it's his favorite. Like, he is the Naruto fan. Like, I love Naruto. I love Shippuden. I just can't get down with Boruto. Like,
Boruto,
the last movie is where I left off at.
I'm gonna give it a chance for prosperity's sake. I'm looking at the last 4 arcs in terms of what people are saying about them, and the hype is there. So I'm willing to go ahead and give ninjas fighting space aliens a chance on the fact that I play Warframe and it's the same enemy. So I'm gonna have to stop being a hypocrite.
Yeah, like, I keep trying to give Boruto a chance, and then every time I give it a chance, I remember why I didn't want to give this a chance in the first place. And I'm like, yeah, nah, this isn't it.
It's clean though. It looks great. Like, that fight between Naruto, Sasuke, Boruto, and Momoshiki, the animation behind that was top tier.
No, it looks great. It's still like the same Naruto feel. It just doesn't.
I mean, it's one of my favorite sequences in the past decade, for real. So I mean, I get it. I understand the hype. It's just, I feel you, Mom. I can't.
I mean, sometimes, like, I want to buy into the hype of stuff, and then other times it's like, it's not for me. Like, I tried to get into Food Wars, and like, everybody was like, yo, it's so great. And it's like, nah, it just ain't my jam.
What is it about? Is it about the cooking?
It's about cooking so good, make your bust. Clothes off.
It is literally the fact that, like, I've made food and I've never had that happen. Like,
you ain't making enough.
You never have food that just made you
it made your bust, your clothes off.
You've been over my house and eat my cooking. It's been good. It's never been that good.
So that means
that's just telling you it's not good.
That means that we're there. We have the potential to get to the point where you make food.
Nah,
to make it.
Like, I've never
been out somewhere and had like good food like that, where it's just like,
I got this stir fry place up the
street. Yes, I've had world-class chefs cook me food, and I've never burst out of my clothes.
They just ain't there. Then they're not there. They're using cheap ingredients. I don't know what you want me to say. We there. We gotta get there. We gotta.
Nah, I've had days where I've just eaten Wagyu and ceviche, and it was just like, with like blood orange sorbet to wash all that down, and I still never like burst out of my clothes. Like, Food Wars is just, it just ain't it.
I mean,
try not to.
It's not.
Just like, look, maybe I just have way too many kids, and I get paranoid about
to have food in that type of setting, and I'm just like, nah, we gotta find something else to watch.
Yeah, but you can't sit around and watch this in public. Like, I like anime I can watch in public.
Yes, you can.
Why would
you just have to have no shame?
Who the fuck is watching that in
If
public?
someone were to come to me, let's say I'm at work and I'm watching this on my 15-minute allowed break, and they're like, "Yo, what are you watching?" "Oh, I'm watching this nice, cool anime called Mind Your Damn Business."
Do you want to watch with me? I'm
You
on
want
my
to sit
break.
down and
leave me alone.
watch, or
So I'm a dad of 4, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting down, I'm watching that, and
Yeah.
one of the kids run into their room. And they come in, and all I'm like, "Hey, I'm just watching this cool show about cooking." "Oh, that's so cool, Dad."
There you go.
And the next thing they know, a tentacle comes out and wraps his witch around. Like,
Okay, well, I don't know what anime you're watching.
I don't know where you're getting that from.
But Food Wars ain't got that. It's just really good
I mean,
food and learning
so-
the recipes.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen in regular anime. Like, it happens all the time for like no specific reason. Like, zero reason. There should be zero reason you should always be seeing titties, except for the fact that they have to appeal to a younger audience of like kids who are, kids who are like 15.
We shouldn't be appealing to the 12-year-olds with anime titties, but that's a conversation for a different day.
That could be for Mother's Day.
I don't let me. Don't get me
Listen,
started.
this is a tale of
I'll
using
have an
condoms, all
explanation.
right? Like, if you've ever been curious about what it's like, use a rubber.
Yo, that right hook.
Currently being beat up by a newborn, so you know, rubbers help.
So most of you have kids. Considering the big 3, which one out of the big 3 would you let your kids see first?
That's a good question.
I'm actively watching One Piece with mine right now. I started there. So, say again? No, that wasn't. That was
the baby.
That was the baby. No, I'm active. Now, like I said, I'm going through One Piece with mine right now. Probably though, next thing I'm gonna take them through is either Yu Yu Hakusho or Dragon Ball. Although, for real, I was watching Dragon Ball and I forgot how out of hand Goku was at the beginning of that show.
Super out of hand. Like, you got to remember, in the first episode, Bulma, like in the first 4 episodes, Bulma doesn't wear panties. Like, she shows her drawers to him.
I completely forgot how much of a pervert that fucking
For no reason.
how much of a pervert Oyama was for real.
That's my goat. And he kept doing the same thing too. He met Chi-Chi. Nope. Yep. You're a girl. Yep. Yes, sir. You're a girl. That's how I check. And I'm still riding my Nimbus cloud. It means I'm pure.
Like,
He was
and
still
it's
pure
like,
after doing all that.
He was still pure when he had Gohan too, by the way. I want y'all to know they rode the Nimbus to Master Roshi's house.
So what is considered pure by the Nimbus?
I just thought I'd let y'all know that. You know, let this sit in your head a little bit.
Ignorant. Pure ignorant. That's what that is.
Ignorance is bliss.
Gotta be.
He knows exactly what he did.
Y'all think the Pat test was on purpose? Y'all think that was a calculated move?
sorry, I had to feed and birth a baby. Just been staring down at a kid.
You had a birth from that. That'd be great to see live.
Yeah, it's being a dad. So, yeah, as far as the big 3 go, all I know is that if I had to rank them, I would go like this. In terms of like showing up, throwing hands, I don't know. I'd probably put Ichigo over Luffy. Like, Ichigo shows up on site in his hands. He don't want to talk to you. He don't want to know nothing. Like, Luffy got conversation with you. Luffy's like, well, who's that? I'm going to give you a funny nickname. Oh, where's Mingo at? Nah, he get lost. Ichigo don't get lost. He show up, hands all day. But in terms of like my favorite, I think I'd have to give it to One Piece, Bleach, then Naruto. Like, if I had to rank the big 3. So, what y'all ranking for the big three?
A moment of silence for all the people who
Well, I mean,
big three.
because I mean, it's kind of a loaded question. It's kind of a controversial question, I suppose. I mean,
It's a super controversial question. That's what we here for, though.
to be honestly, for me it probably be One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. Just, I mean, personally, I love the story that Oda's telling, and the fact that everyone is kind of unraveling references behind it. One Piece is, for me, half the fun of One Piece is the community that's kind of grown around that manga. So it's helping it a lot.
Yo, discovering like how many of your friends like actually watch One Piece and follow along is crazy. Because like you'll meet people and then the first thing they're like is they're like, "How'd you get me started talking about One Piece?" And it's like, "You're a One Piece fan?"
Right. And then with Bleach, honestly, for me with Bleach over Naruto, it just kind of comes down to just kind of comes down to better writing. I mean, neither
Better
Kubo,
writing, more action.
I mean, Kubo nor Kishimoto can write women. Neither one of them can do it. But but ultimately, I feel like Kubo's got a better handle on it. Plus, I don't mind the chosen one trope. It's overused, yeah, sure, but for real, it's a shonen. I know what I'm signing up for. So for me, when it came down to Naruto, it just yeah, he lost. You lost me at Space Aliens. You really did.
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine with my ninja manga until you decided.
Until you brought in the Space Aliens. And now it's like, bro, where did that come from?
Like, that whole last arc with Kaguya was so left field. I mean, yes, it's a great setup for your Boruto story. It's perfect.
But no one knew that was coming or that was happening. And then we get aliens. Like, we went from ninjas to aliens.
It's not what I paid to see. So I suppose if I had, out of the three, a weak spot, it would be that. But, I mean, Naruto is still a phenomenal story. It's probably one of my favorite mangas I've ever read.
To be fair, okay, the ninja aliens make sense.
Oh my god.
Yes, it does. In world, they explained it properly, and it does track. I, however, feel like it was so left field that you could have given us Madara as the final villain for real, and I'd have been fine with that. Like another stage of Madara Ten Tails, it might have been a reach, I suppose, but at the end of the day, it would have made more sense than fucking Kaguya coming out of nothing. out of nowhere, left field. You didn't even see it coming. M. Night Shyamalan couldn't write it any better himself.
Okay. I can't say what my big three is. I don't think I'll give it to Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. Well, if I could put anything before Bleach, I would. If I could put everything before Bleach, I would. I'm a big fan, but I have to do this because there's lessons that need to be learned. And until they are learned.
To be fair, though, like, was everything not handed to Naruto? Like, yes, he had to learn the jutsu, but like, the nigga had all the chakra he would have ever needed, plus some. And if he had been a better student, he would have been better as a ninja. It's just Naruto failed because he always wanted attention. Yeah. And if he had the attention, if he had the parents, having that much like that access to that much chakra meant, oh shit, my nigga, like you're going to be great no matter what.
So is the third Hokage the hero or the villain for not raising Naruto to be that guy?
At this point, he's the hero for giving him drama.
Actually, he's the villain in all accounts because the people always said, "Why is this boy? Why is that fox walking around the village? He should be locked up or dead." And Third Hokage did not listen to his people in the village, so he doesn't listen to his people. Matter of fact, I would like to direct. You're not gonna be able to see it. I don't know if you would put it here, but I'd like to direct your attention to our chat here. I just managed to pull it up. I know it's kind of random, but this is the Third Hokage showing favoritism. On the top picture, you'll see where Naruto was staying, and on the bottom picture here, you'll see what he gave to Sasuke. And I'd like to say that the Third Hokage is a villain no matter where it goes, no matter what you do or what you say. The third's trash. Okay? So he didn't listen to his people. He didn't divide anything to his... Matter of fact, Naruto is now moved to second place. One Piece takes it. So it's One Piece, Naruto, everything else.
Oh my god.
Okay. I am fair. Not biased.
Super biased.
There is I am unbiased. This is all straight. This fairness.
Fair, super fair.
I don't give anything because of the writers or how they write it, and I don't even want to talk about the characters that were written.
The third Hokage messed it up for Naruto that bad.
I don't have to explain more than I have to explain.
Screwed
if
up
anybody
the
wants
ranking.
to check what I posted, just look up Third Hokage, Naruto's apartment, Sasuke's apartment. My bad. Naruto's apartment, Sasuke's mansion.
So to be fair though, Sasuke always had the mansion. Like they had an entire compound.
Yeah. But Minato wasn't living in no dump.
But you got to think of it this way. Minato was only living the way he was living because of the salary. Sasuke had inheritance. So where Naruto got left nothing and was essentially living on welfare, Sasuke literally had everything every single Uchiha had bequeathed to him upon Itachi doing what he did. Like, what's gonna happen?
But are we forgetting though that like they looked after Kushina?
How's it gonna look at the
You already understand what I'm thinking. Yes.
Yeah, like his dad was
and he wasn't the Hokage for a day. He was Hokage for a little bit before the village was attacked, which means that he still had money and he still had a place to stay. Mind you,
had something.
He could have stayed with.
Like, show me a Hokage without a house.
I was like, look, the Sarutobis have a place in the village. The Sarutobis have a place in the village. Yes or no?
No, fact.
The Sarutobi is a founding family.
Hiruzen Sarutobi is a trash person, a trash ninja, and he's racist.
Weren't they Hold on, yeah. Time out. Weren't they cousins?
Yeah, who?
Naruto and Sarutobi through marriage. Weren't they cousins?
Yeah,
yes.
They are family.
He really should have been staying with the Sarutobis. What
Remember
the hell?
when he was there's a point where he was learning the chakra natures, and he shared the same. Nobody in the village shared the same nature chakra as him, but Asuma.
And there was a reason for that. They were trying to like say that parental without saying it, like that was a family lineage.
There you go. So if you
because
ever
that was passed down through his mom, like through his grandmother, who was an Uzumaki. And even through their family, they probably passed down some techniques because she was an Uzumaki.
That's right. Hate him. Hate the third. Join me. Join me on this hate campaign. The third is terrible. He should never.
Hey, I already put Naruto in the last spot. Don't look at me.
Listen, I've been wanting to put the third Hokage on trial, but there's no one who would stand in defense of him.
I'll never defend that man.
I can probably find you someone who will defend Hiruzen, but
you find somebody who defends Saratobi, and we line his ass up for court.
He gonna go to jail with Hiruzen. I promise you.
The evidence is overwhelming.
I won't be the judge for it. I will be.
This isn't the same as talking shit about Bulbasaur and then having T pull up on us like, whoa. Bulby catching strays? This is Saratobi. He deserved the strays.
For real. One could, in theory, build a defense for Hiruzen Sarutobi by blaming it all on Danzo, but
go. I would also do the same if Danzo was the reason.
If I was to try and figure it out exactly, I would have to. That's how I would have to craft the defense. It's the only way to do it. The only way.
Listen, I've heard a defense against Frieza not being racist. Like, I'm here for a defense against Saratobi. I don't know if you could ever convince anyone that this nigga isn't the villain.
How can you be racist against a race that doesn't exist?
Is Frieza racist though?
Yeah, wasn't
or are they monkeys?
What are you? I am very evil to a particular group of peoples in this universe. Yeah, that is.
Because he didn't look at Oob and go, "Oh, you're a monkey too." No, he specifically said, "I am sick of these Saiyan monkeys
and Earthlings." He hates Earth. He's racist. What do you mean?
He referred to the Namekians as Namekians.
To be fair, he's more of a speciesist, but the energy is still there.
Because black people were fairly represented as black people in Earthlings.
Fact, the black people thing, right? He hates Namekians just as much. Namekians are close.
Like, he didn't hate them because they were black. He hated them because they were from Earth. Like, he hated people indiscriminately because they were weaker than him, not because they did something wrong.
He hates Goku and Vegeta. At the time, they could have been stronger than him. Actually, when he came back to the Earth, he was strong. They were stronger than him. The resurrection of F. So, racist. I'm not gonna let this bypass. I'm not saying I don't like Frieza. Frieza is one of my favorite villains, and it's because of his pure, unadulterated honesty.
Like the overt, for real, yeah. The overt speciesism really kind of does just sell you on what he's about. Like,
I'm here and I hate those. I mean, Saiyans. Those Saiyans. Saiyans. I hate the Saiyans. I owned them, which he owned Saiyans.
It's a hard why in there.
His dad gave him Saiyans for his birthday.
Yeah,
they were his employees.
I was given the planet. I didn't ask for this planet. I didn't ask for these people, and then he was given the job of killing them. It wasn't as though like he came to them and was like, "All right, y'all, I'm gonna blow y'all up today." No, Beerus told him, and you know who doesn't catch that same smoke for telling him to blow up the planet? Beerus, because everybody just forgets that Beerus said so casually in the resurrection of F, "Hey, I needed you to take out the planet Vegeta."
Yeah, he didn't say kill all the Saiyans.
Which is why Frieza never killed all the Saiyans, because he knew that there were more Saiyans that existed. He had them off-world. He never went looking for them. So racists would have been hunting out and like exterminating the species. He never did that. He hated Goku and he hated Vegeta. Like, wanting to take out Earth and the earthly people are different than wanting to take out all the people and doing something to everybody.
Oh, baby.
Aww. I mean, like, he was just a little bit racist. Just a little sprinkle, okay?
A little. That's what we're calling
Little.
It could have been any
It
other.
was taught to him.
No, was it?
that. I mean,
He was born. He was told that he was part of the strongest race in the universe.
Yes.
Okay. He was never taught anything about calling these Saiyans monkeys.
He heard it from somewhere, so it could just like maybe a conversation with his dad.
I don't
Or-
think.
What's his brother's name?
Cooler? Cooler's not racist. So I don't.
Was not helping my argument. He wasn't racist.
Like I
though.
said, I would love somebody try to argue with me about that. No, he's racist. Fuck Haruzen. I'm on a spree.
It's a fair spree to be on. What about you, Steve? What's your order on the big three?
I have no order.
What you mean to say?
They all suck in their own way. So Naruto, too many filler episodes.
He's just chaos.
Baby back bitch. Even though yes, he had the trauma, but he could have just ran away if he really wanted to. He was living in a crappy apartment anyway. One Piece way too damn long, and just I don't like Luffy. I really don't. He's not one of my favorite. I know he's not one of my favorite characters. He's just not my favorite. And then there's Bleach, and
Yeah, me too.
Well, on that note, before I wind up hating T, I think we're gonna call this episode now that we finally got her 3. I think the next episode of Anime Court might be me versus T. But instead, we have our next episode of Anime Court tomorrow at 7 p.m. Join us live as we debate, is Dragon Ball Z, well, not Dragon Ball Z, is Digimon better than the original that it copied off of Pokemon? We will be discussing the merits of both the anime, the manga, sales, everything. Would you rather be a Digidestin or rather be a Pokemon master? Because honestly, I can see the merits in both. Like, before we jump off, real quick, we'll just ask everybody, Pokemon master or Digidestin? Let's start with the same way we came in. Dwight, Pokemon master or Digidestin?
Pokemon master. Odds of survival are higher.
I see that either way. Like, Pokemon destroy the world pretty regularly.
End up showing up in the Pokemon world with the same abilities as other people have in the Pokemon world, carrying like 80, 90 pound Pokemon like nothing, throwing logs willy-nilly. Yes, give me the powers. I'll take those.
Yeah, but you can't guarantee that the next 10-year-old that you run across isn't like holding a Drampa that you made fun of his headline and now he's burning down your house.
Why the hell am I fighting a 10-year-old?
Because anytime you walk around and you see somebody eye to eye, you're fighting. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Take this $50, go get the Pokeballs you need, and leave me alone.
It's less than $50. It's like 96 cents. Like, those beginning trainers give you less than $50. See, if you had the choice, would you rather be a Digidestin or a Pokemon master?
I want to be a Pokemon master. I want to burn buildings.
Chaos, I tell you.
Chaos.
Pure and adult.
But no, definitely Pokemon. Definitely Pokemon. Just to be in a world like that would be crazy as hell. I would love to experience it. Also,
Mikey.
Bulbasaur.
Pokemon master or Digidestin?
Digidestin.
Boo.
You say boo, but there's only going to be a select few of us. Digimon aren't gonna go rampant in the world, and if they do, me and the homie's gonna handle it, so nobody else gotta worry about it. And I don't have to wait for somebody else's turn to go and punch a fucking thing in the face. It's me and my partner doing things like, hey, yo, let's go, let's ride up. Digivolve, we're gonna fly out.
Now, I'm gonna have to go with Mikey on this one, just because like Pokemon evolved based off of their experience, but Digimon evolved based off of like your growth and your experience together.
Bro,
like,
I could be real sad and depressed, and I got a Skull Greymon in the back now.
Yeah, like you feel the need and you're in danger. You can't have your Pokemon evolve because like the Garchomp's on your ass and you got an Eevee that you need to turn into Slavion, like right now. Nah, but like Agumon can Digivolve because I'm scared and this thing's gonna eat me, and now I got Greymon. Like they respond to your fear, they respond to your emotions, and they respond to like your growth. Like Digimon grow with you and then come back to small. You can't ever turn that Gibble back small again. Like
I have a
but
comment.
I mean,
I'm gonna keep it to myself.
yeah, this is for the court. I don't know if I'm for court.
and then that's a lot of Pokemon to raise and train and like be around. And like I'm a bad pet owner. Like I'm the type to forget about you. Like
Okay.
I'm a horrible pet owner.
All right.
What the fuck? They're not
Well, I
like
don't own pets.
they're not like pets.
Pokemon, they're absolutely like pets. Like Pokemon are meant to be kept. Like people keep a Skitty and all the types of like cat-like Pokemon as pets. Delia Ketchum used Ash's Mr. Mime as like the house cleaner and the pet that sat on the floor. Pokemon don't eat at your table with you. They sit and eat Pokemon child.
I might have to be on whatever one of these teams was trying to free the Pokemon. I think I might have to start that for real, for real. Y'all are
Team
wilding.
Plasma.
Y'all are wilding. Clean Plasma did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean they're glorified pets that you eat.
I mean, do they eat the Pokemon?
Slowpoke tails.
Yeah, I think they've explicitly said that they eat the Pokemon.
They do
Like,
eat the Pokemon.
there are examples of the Pokemon eating the people too. You don't know what those
I was just gonna say me and Mewtwo be chilling in the cut, just on a couch doing something. He's not a pet, that's my homie.
yeah, but that's if you make it that far with Driftlooms floating by.
Sure, me and Breloom also sitting on the couch getting high. It's 420. What is wrong with you? Like, hey, that's my pet. No, me and him, bro, pass the spore. What's wrong with you?
Pass the spore.
Hey, me and Lil Shroomy get down, but that's not about him.
I can't imagine the Pokemon being a pet. Maybe I have a problem. Maybe I'm
like, could you imagine if Eevee was a real thing, like just running around every which way?
No,
like Geodudes everywhere, you running around, like they just rolling up on you with giant arms.
EVs because of it.
They would be in certain locations.
Nah, nigga, I live in the forest. Like, you know how mad I'd be if a bee drill was up on me? That's a 3-foot butt, 3-foot bee. Like, I'm mad at regular bees. That's where I live. It's nice.
Why you have a Pokemon partner? You're not supposed to go out into this world without backup.
Thank you. Back up. It's my homie. Has my back. If I shoot, he shoots. Not like actually shoot. It's like if I pull my finger, then it's a water gun. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Gotta humanely deal with the other animals out here. Can't just be out here, you know.
Can't just be out here without Big Homie. But see, the difference is once Big Homie turned into Big Homie, like I can't ever have my Dratini go from like, all right, now you're small again. Like, no, now you're a giant Dragonite. Now I have to deal with a giant, goofy looking Dragonite. And don't let that thing be shiny because now it's green in every which way. And everybody knows, oh, you the nigga with the green Dragonite.
You also got to make sure that if you had just bought something and he just evolved, now you got to buy something bigger. You just wasted money. Congratulations. You played.
Yeah. Like you have to feed all of these things. That's what you don't like.
the logistic. See, the logistics of feeding Pokemon. That I'm not taking that into account because I mean, what are you even doing with the Digimon? Do they eat at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you still got to take into the logistics of feeding them. Digivolution can't necessarily be a free process. They got to have the energy for that. So
Nah, but like
whatever
they can
so
forage for
whatever
themselves. So they can find like fruit and shit, and they can find food.
right.
5
You
course
don't
meal
think
right here.
you don't think Pokemon can forage?
This is a 5
They
course meal.
usually don't though. Like
That's all
when
we
a
gotta do.
Pokemon goes off by itself, like that's when they get attacked by wild Pokemon and different things happen. Digimon can communicate and think for themselves.
They can
See,
think for themselves.
This is why we having this argument in court and we're not just having it on the podcast because like we're deadlocked. So we will see you tomorrow in court. Everybody, we appreciate you coming. We appreciate everybody for being here. Let us know if there's something that we missed or something about the big three that like y'all would like to mention next time. And until then, be safe. Y'all have fun out here in the trap.
That vibrate